Hey, Ophelia, come read the Drift ad.
Today's episode is brought to you in part by Drift Outfitters in downtown Toronto, Ontario. Drift Outfitters is your source for all things fly fishing, from waders and boots to thread and feathers. Drift has it all. Check in on their website for their latest updates and policies for garden shopping during the pandemic. Curbside pickup for your online order is a great way to get the gear you need. And they're shipping for free across Canada on orders over $100. Visit driftoutfitters.com to learn more. driftoutfitters.com.
Hello, welcome to another episode of So Fly. Just jumping in. It's September 30th, the last day of trout season here in Southern Ontario, and we're recording another podcast. My name is Mitch, and we've got Aldo.
Hey, everybody.
And we've got Yelma.
Hello, everyone.
And, today we're recording just the three of us because we haven't really recorded a show with just the three of us in, ages. It's been, forever since we've recorded a chat between us chaps, huh?
I know. It's nice. You know what? It's friggin' nice to be home.
Oh, yeah.
Back in Toronto.
Welcome back.
Back in Toronto.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man, we're going to get into all that because we got a lot. It's kind of almost feeling like the end of the year in a way, because things are winding down now. We're getting into, steelhead season's coming up. Yeah, you're back in the city, and we're going to talk about your foray up to Northern Ontario. Yilma's starting another gig soon. It's, it kind of feels like things are winding down. So it's a nice time to have a chat with just the three of us and have a bit of a chill show. So everybody at home listening, if you're listening to this episode, we don't have any guests this week, but we will talk about all the wonderful people we've met this season. And more specifically, we're going to talk about trout season just because it is the last day for trout fishing here in Southern Ontario. So we just wanted to kind of recap some of our favorite memories because it was a great trout season.
It was.
It was amazing. I think so. I think that might have been our best resident trout season ever. If we're talking about fish success.
Yeah, we had so much fun. We caught lots of fish. We had lots of fun, and I don't know. It just felt like a very good trout year. It was just a very trouty year.
It was a very trouty year.
Actually, Iris is out fishing right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's Ophelia, his daughter.
She's so cute.
She had a birthday recently, and she received a fly rod and some waders.
Yeah, actually, Ophelia did the drift ad for this episode. So everyone listening, you would have heard Ophelia do the drift ad at the beginning. And it was her birthday, and they got her one of those. What was it, the Echo Gecko?
Yep.
Fly rod. It's yellow, cool cork handle, the cool color on the handle.
Yeah, it's yellow and green. It's awesome.
Green.
Yeah. Got her a pair of waders, and they're fishing right now for trout.
I love
Last
it.
day.
I love it.
Yeah.
I hope she gets hooked.
Oh, I know. That'd be awesome. Can you imagine if she catches a huge brown or something
trout. Brown trout.
On that rod?
We're
Yeah,
just
that'd be awesome. Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
It'd be so funny.
Yeah.
I'm listening for him because when he rolls up, I'm gonna ask him.
Yes. Just scream at him.
Anyways, yes, let's jump in. I mean, also just if my internet lags, sorry, I don't know. I'm kind of far from my router. But
Just get off your cell phone, man. Get your cell phone off Wi-Fi.
Oh man, resident IT guy over here, huh?
Well, I don't know. It might help. You're not going to do it just looking at your face. I can see you not doing it. So, but just a
great
suggestion.
idea. Staring.
Great idea, man. Well, I want to touch on something that you said the other day, Mitch. I think this was still while I was up in Temagami. It's our season's coming to a close. It's trout season closer. This is the trout season closer episode, but kind of our lives revolve around fish seasons. Because I know we were talking about with Jean that, her state and a lot of the states don't have a trout season. They might close for That was for everybody at home. That sound was Yilmaz smelling his own armpit. So
Yeah, he's currently smelling his armpits.
I'm sorry.
of course, you can hear that. Like,
Yeah, but we can see you. We can also see you.
we can see you and hear you.
I apologize.
Interesting time to, just start smelling
Interesting
your
time to
own
just
armpits.
start, and a big whiff too, just like
like halfway through all those
yeah.
sentences.
Old Spice, baby.
Jesus.
Old Spice, you got that right.
This episode brought to you by Old Spice. I wish. Holy fuck.
Yeah, hit us up.
Yeah, God, that'd be probably a good payday.
Yeah.
Old Spice, hit us up. No, but I was saying, we were talking to Gene, and Ontario,
Yeah.
unlike a lot of the states, they don't have fishing, or, some of the states don't have a season, or if they do, it's really just a few weeks when it closes to protect the spawn. Whereas we, April to September, that's our trout season. But it starts mimicking the seasons of our lives. Like, we don't even follow calendar seasons anymore. Us three. We follow fish seasons. We're like, okay, well, April to September is trout season, and then June and July is for bass, and September to December is, steelheading.
Totally.
And in a regular non-COVID life, January, February, March is just trying to see how many times we can go down south. So it's really our life has been restructured in fish seasons, not calendar seasons. Which is
It's actually kind of cool, eh? Like, I used to always hear people talk like that. Like, oh yeah, I'm so like into fishing. I'm a trout bum or whatever. My life revolves around just trips and like seasons. I'm like, yeah, maybe. Like, you can really get into fishing that much? And then I think it was like a couple weeks ago, I realized like, holy shit, my life revolves around fishing seasons, and my vacations are exclusively planned around where we're gonna go for SoFly.
Absolutely.
It's kind of awesome, actually.
And you get excited after every season. It's something that you mentioned also when we were hanging out the other day. It's like once season's coming up to the end, you're like, when steelhead's done, you're like, oh, I cannot wait for trout season. And when that's done, oh, I cannot wait for bass season, pike, and then so on and so on.
Yeah, well, normal people, Aldo said it well. He's like, I'm halfway through trout season, and I'm like, I can't wait for ice fishing. And it's like, what's wrong with you? But yes, 100%. I think it's because the seasons, they're like, fishing seasons are a vibe, It's like a whole thing, like, so as soon as steelhead comes, what comes along with it is like cold weather and like, latte
Leaves
season.
changing.
You know what I mean? Yeah, all that stuff, and
Pumpkin spice latte.
Spooky season, man.
And trout season brings with it, the thaw, the winter thaw, spring thaw.
Yeah.
And and like changing seasons, new hope.
Yeah.
New hope.
New hope?
I
I
cannot
don't know.
wait to watch Hocus Pocus.
It's the pivot right there.
As long as we're staying on topic.
Can you put some like joke stuff, like those buttons? Press a button, make it so I can seem funnier.
You want a laugh track? That's what you're asking for?
Laugh track, that's what it's called.
Maybe
Man, I
we
need to-
could do that.
Maybe. You might have to make a
Sorry,
joke that's
Aldo.
funny.
Yeah, exactly. Whoa! No, you're right. Spring is like the trout season. Spring is like summer lays ahead. It's like the most exciting time of year. Actually, Nick at Sumographer came with us on Brandon Harbury's on one of the last episodes. He said it good in one of the comments. He's like, we're like, what's your favorite trout memory from this season? He's like, 11:59, like the day before trout opener, because all that excitement lays ahead. It's like, yeah, that's exactly what spring and trout season feels like. It's like, ooh, rebirth.
Do you guys have a little like pre-season ritual? Like, is there something like, because I know Mitch for steelheading, I know you go and get your you get your cigars. Maybe you buy yourself a new toque. You tie up some spay flies. You like, I don't know, grease your lines. I don't know. Do you do that? I don't know.
I get my rod out, my spay rod, and I open it for the first time in a year, and I'm like, Mama, it's the best.
Yeah, it's like,
I just did it yesterday.
Yeah. So
But
I guess
steelhead
the
season,
question is, what's your trout season? What's your
rituals.
trout opener ritual?
The pregame rich.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go first.
You go first.
I like
first.
organizing because I don't like I kind of put everything away. Not so much my lines, because I do like treating my lines before I put them away for the winter.
Yeah.
But like my flies, they're just in shambles, and like everything's in shambles. The tippet spools are all gross. Like so that week leading up, I'm always like, ooh, make everything look pretty, make the boxes look, pull all the flies out of the boxes.
Yeah.
Clip the little tippet knots off of all the flies, because
Like out of a
it's like
magazine.
all the. What do you mean?
Your boxes, man. Like your trout season boxes when we go out for the first time are like out of a magazine. They're perfectly, everything is perfectly placed. It looks awesome, and I'm always super jealous.
Yeah.
And right away, they just get nuked. But that first minute for the first day is always it's always nice. But I always like clipping off last year's tippet knots. Like your little clinch knots and your Davies and stuff. Just making everything look pretty. Obviously, I wait till basically 11:59 to tie flies every year, even though I say I'm not going to. I'm always like frantically tying before the night before, squirmies. And that actually marks the beginning of me going to drive-through season. Like,
totally drive-through season.
I'm just like, I'm actually, as much as, I look forward to that drive-through coffee, wherever it's from. That first drive-through coffee, the first playlist, Make a playlist for the drive on opening day.
I didn't know this about you. That's cool.
It's usually it's just whatever. I don't put much thought into it. But, and then that first drive up to the credit, I'm always like, yeah, we're back, Because it's been nothing but steelhead at that point for 6 months. So it's just like, okay, let's do something else, So let's finally do something else, And, and
coming out of the winter, too, is the worst part.
Yes.
Like, you could steelhead, but it's like February and, March are just like brutal.
Oh, it's the worst.
So that first
like,
day
ice
getting
fishing's
into the
fun,
river.
but I don't know.
Oh yeah,
There's only so many cigarettes I can smoke.
Ice fishing is fun, but it's no trout opener. So that's I totally feel you. Yeah,
sorry, last thing. It's just like
please
bumping into people. You see everybody on opening day. It's like we see your uncle. We see people we haven't seen. It's a party. It's the one day I don't mind a crowded river because you get to see everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
even our favorite
M&R
respectful officers.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
In fact, that's the only time you see them. But that's another.
Yeah, exactly.
Mitch, little rituals.
Yeah, no. I think my pre-trout ritual is good. Yeah, again, I think you hit the nail on the old head there, getting the gear ready. For me, it's getting the vest out of the basement and making sure the pockets are all cleaned out of, cigar labels and old bags of weights and things like that. And just, getting it all fresh up, finding a $5 bill in there, Hey, look at that from last year. That's my coffee. And then, just, loading up the car and getting actually, I like to clean the car out for pre-seasons as well.
Okay. All
right. I'm probably going to do that soon for fall, just to get it, there's all kinds of leaves from the summer. Get that cleaned out. I mean, this is very riveting podcast material, me talking about cleaning up my car, but, it's like, it is good. I mean, that is my ritual. Clean out, get the gear ready, throw it in the car. I hear you, man. Yelma, what's yours? Do you have a big meal you eat the night before?
I think
he's panicking. He's freaking out.
Box. I think the fly box is making that organized and pretty, and it's the excitement of trout opener, versus like even the catch for me. So that plus I'm wardrobe is important. I got to get the right T-shirt because it's warm, So I gotta feel good. It's been like cold for so many months. This is important. So those are my two rituals: fly box clean and a good T-shirt.
Yeah, do you buy a new
hat? Remember, I think every trout opener I have like a new hat. I put.
Is it like a lucky hat kind of thing? Like you're trying to find a new lucky hat?
No, it's just it just means it's new. It's a new season. It's a new,
new day.
New day.
A page has turned in the book of your life.
A chapter has turned. Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Not to sound like even joking. I'm dead serious. That's what I think and feel for sure. Yeah. Trout opener is I think out of all the seasons, it's the one I look forward to the most, and I think it's the long winter months that do it to me. And as soon as it gets warm, that fresh spring smell, right there. And you're right, although everybody's on the river, it's happy. It's probably the happiest, fishing seasonal moment, I think, for sure. Steelhead people are still kind of grumpy, but yeah, that's me.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a good point. It is a happy time. Everyone's like, winter's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I paint the picture a little bit here, Okay, everyone quiet.
Get your brush out, Mitchie.
Everybody listen. Can you hear that? You can't hear it because I'm going to add it in post, but there's birds chirping. Oh, the sun is shining, Yilma. It's such a nice sunny spring day.
Did you see? I tried to put my ear to
Oh, it's so lovely. I know. I was putting his ear to his microphone, everybody, as the birds chirp behind this whole thing. Yeah, it's a lovely spring day. You said it right. Everybody's smiling, It's warm. The sun's out. The water, you hear it for the first time. It's no secret that typically we fish our trout opener on the Credit River, I mean, that's where we go. We love it. Done podcasts on it. We've talked about it at length. So that's where we go. It's, you see it for the first time. The snow is melting. Feels good, It is, you're right. It is it is kind of the first day of spring in a way, Even though last year, I think it was kind of, was it this year that was really cold or last year? I can't remember, but yeah, it's the first day of spring and, really for us when we hit the river and the mark of a new era. What was trout opener like for us this year, fellas? Maybe we start there with a little recap.
Yeah, we can
Was
just
it with
go
you,
throughout the
Aldo,
whole
or-
season.
Yeah. Was it with you, Aldo, or was it with Josh? I can't remember.
I can't remember what you did.
I know it was rainy
I
and overcast, and I caught fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to go back to opening day. I probably didn't go opening. I don't think I did opening day exactly. I think we were busy. Were we doing something? Do we have a shoot or something? Some other kind of shoot?
Yeah, did we miss trout opener this year? Just like pumping up
No,
how
I
much we
don't
love
think
trout
so.
We're
opener.
like, I love it. I make sure to go every year.
Every year.
Missed this year
no.
though.
No, I remember. Because the M&R came out, our boy, right? I can't remember his name. But it was you, me, and Itis, Aldo, and because we went to do the West Credit a little bit and fish for a couple
That's
rookies.
totally right.
Yes.
That's totally right. Yeah,
How much
after we fished the main river, we went up to do the West Credit River because we were doing that show on the West Credit.
Yeah.
And we got all pumped up for brook trout, which honestly, I could say that if I'm gonna talk about my season as a whole this year, it was kind of brought to you by brook trout. Like I definitely refocused on. Well, I mean, I was up in Temagami, but like it was a brookie kind of year. But yes, opening day, we had that awesome. We brought all the light rods. I brought my fiberglass rod, and then after we were done fishing the main stem, we fished some beautiful little brookies. I love that stretch, man. You go around the corner, and no matter what time of the year it is, it was spring. I was there yesterday with Demisha from Brown Girl Outdoor World. Yep. And doesn't matter what time of year it is, those fish are rising.
Yeah.
They're always just like, meow.
Yeah.
I don't even know what they're eating.
Yeah. I don't know.
Those
It's true
little
though.
brookies.
They're very active, right? They're very just like
The water's so
bubbling.
cold.
Happy.
Yeah, they're happy. That is the definition of a happy trout right there.
Yeah, and I think we wanted to explore the West Credit a lot just because of the problems that it was facing this year, and like you said, doing the show and all that stuff, and it was cool to fish that section quite a bit,
Yilma, you had that
Brookies.
awesome day with John and Dean from Trout Unlimited.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was. I think that was a couple days afterwards, or a week after that.
Yeah, that's
Itis
right.
And Itis and I went. Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah, and Meg too, right?
Yeah, Meg was there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was using all those butter stick, and that was great. Yeah.
It's
Yeah, you
great.
guys got into
Brookie
some
after
fish,
brookie,
right?
and I don't know. It was just good. We were nymphing, and then hit a couple on the dries, and I don't know. It was just a wonderful, just to kind of paint the picture. It's just a beautiful little stream under a bridge with waterfalls. It's just like,
It is a very picturesque
yeah.
place. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It's
so
a nice way
picturesque.
to spend an evening or a full day or just your life.
Yeah. And then as time went on, and we started getting fish in different water, and then we got into browns and started hitting hatches and things like that down here in the old southern Ontario. We had some really good times fishing browns, and actually, I remember that one time when we were all out. Me, you, Idis was there too, and you guys, and I hooked into that just monster fish, and I was like, "Oh my god, that was the biggest brown I've ever seen in my life," and I broke off. And I think I broke off. Something like that happened. And I was shooketh to the core. Do you remember that day? Do you guys remember that?
Was
fish?
I there? Was all four of us were there?
Yeah, you were there. Yeah, you were there.
Yeah,
Probably
I
on
remember.
your phone or something like that.
I very much, I remember that day. It was like, a corner pool or whatever, and your indicator went down, and then it just was like wild. I
That was
remember
wild.
seeing the fish come up, and I was just like, that is a gigantic fish.
It was huge, man. I was
And
like,
then-
oh
Was that the
Mo-
day you caught?
my.
Okay.
No, a week later, Aldo catches a fish in the same spot, and it was some beaver. And I was like,
It was a beaver.
I was like, it must have been like the same fish, you know. It was a
Oh.
beaver.
That's
And then
my
there was that
pers-
epic moment of netting that thing, you know. Remember, you were fighting that thing for a while, and I was having a panic attack because you're like,
I
go
was-
net it. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna lose this thing.
Yeah, I was on my Euro rod, and then I hook. This was a personal best brown,
Yeah.
not just for this river, like for. I think we all had kind of personal best kind of year. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
first of all,
Yay!
yay, good job, all of us.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, that was awesome because like Yilma, you started off the year. You went out with Josh. You were like kind of learning. You know, you were
Streaming.
kind of getting the
Streaming up.
Jedi treatment with Josh.
Oh, yeah.
Learning
Yeah.
how to learning how to streamer fish better. And man, you landed some great fish this year, Yilma.
Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, man.
Including your last fish of the year, which we'll obviously get to when we get to the end of the season. But the beginning of the season, man, you started off strong.
Yeah,
For
I
sure.
was very happy. Yeah.
What was the
And-
what was the learning curve like with the streamer fishing? You know, like because Yelma, you weren't a big streamer trout fisherman before, right? But you're like, go out with Josh, and he showed you the ways. Like, what were the techniques? Like, what'd you do?
Well, casting and chucking those big streamers was a little, was a bit of a learning curve for me, and like getting it underneath, certain logs, certain pools that were really hard to reach. It's really hard because you have to do, you have to get it in such a way where it has to be really like precise, because these are like
Yeah.
small pockets where these trout, are hiding. That was a learning curve, but also there's one cast that I love that I've learned. I've gotten a lot better. I was crushing it a couple days ago with Itis.
Shadow casting?
I was just bouncing.
Shadow casting with an articulated streamer, just like swoom, swoom, sing tip.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple. Yeah, there was a couple like hard to reach places where the trees are sort of and the branches are in
Right.
the way, so you have to
Overhanging,
bounce.
yeah.
Yeah, overhanging logs and overhanging branches. So you have to bounce the fly on the top of the water and kind of skate it,
Oh yeah.
You
yeah,
know?
yeah, cool.
Not skating,
Kind
but,
of
like,
flicking it, chucking it in.
flicking it.
No, like you're skipping rocks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks.
like you're
Aldo.
skipping
Yeah.
rock. Yeah.
And so that was awesome. That kind of got the hang of that. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. And then I think the independence of it too, because this is the first year I went out fishing on my own, but not with you guys. So I love that.
Right on. Look at you
And
go.
caught a
Couple
couple
solo
rain-
days.
Yeah, a couple solo days, couple bows. It was
Right on.
good.
That's
And,
actually brings up a good point. Sorry, Mitch.
Yeah.
Cut you off. But we were catching
please.
a lot of bows and a lot of nice
we caught
bows in the
A lot of nice
beginning
bows
of the
this
year.
year.
Yeah. Caught
Which is
a lot of
awesome,
nice
man.
bows.
I love
bows.
fishing rainbows.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And it's we don't have that much rainbow trout water around us, technically speaking. We got to drive a little bit, but it's cool to get into bows, that close to home. It was awesome. And consistently too.
Resident bows, anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I had that beaver, which was great. And then I would like to think that
Beaver.
we kind of, when the hatches came along, I'm not gonna say rediscover the dry fly because I think it goes without saying that dry fly fishing is the best. Everybody loves it the best. How can you not like watching a trout take your fly off the surface? It's so fun. You have to
Yeah.
be precise. You have to get your drift right, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, it's just
But
a peak.
I will say we dry fly fished to success more than normal.
I think it was like we
that fair to
just
say?
made
I
the
think-
effort. Yeah, we made the effort more to be out there, a little bit. Like which this year we were just able to do it. Like get out in the evenings, just like get to a river and fish. So we just I think we just hit good dry fly times, and we had some really nice.
Stayed
really nice
later.
nights.
Like Mitch, that one night, you
It was
got
awesome.
some awesome fish off the top.
Oh my god, I love
yeah.
that, man. So like, actually, it was like if I could just like indulge for a moment and
Please.
reminisce on that mem, because it was it was super cool. It was like a very exciting moment for me. But like, I was just fishing a little piece of water and it was getting darker and I could hear fish rising and I was like, oh man, but I couldn't really see them and I ended up just kind of like. I was like, I thought I heard a splash kind of not that far from me. Like it was just kind of, literally like 10 feet out in front to my left kind of thing. And so Aldo and I just like had walked away and was like, oh man, like if I actually catch a fish, no one's gonna believe me. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, whatever. And I cast this thing like 10 feet, and it's I was fishing like a Hendrickson, and I see a beautiful brown come up from the darkness. Like I saw it come up from the darkness, and I'm like, oh, and it came up and did a total 360 and hit my fly, and I caught it, and I was like having so much fun bringing this thing in, and then I got a bunch of like stinging nettles on my hands. I was like, no,
Yeah,
it
that's
was
right.
totally, yeah, it was totally worth it. After I released it, I was like laying in the grass. I was like, oh god, that's not a good idea, but it was super exciting, and it was just it was just a cool moment because it looked like I saw the whole dry fly moment unfold, almost like watching a film. And it was like, oh man, it was just the most beautiful brown. I was so excited about it. And then,
Mine
but
is
then that
really
whole night was,
slow water.
Yeah.
Like, so it was just,
yeah.
that whole moment was amazing.
yeah, it was awesome.
And I got to repay the net favor.
That's
Oh,
right.
yes,
that's right.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
Which is good. Yeah. And did you say that is your biggest brown trout you've ever caught?
Oh yeah, for sure. That one.
It was
that one-
lengthy.
That was the same night. Yeah, it was very, very long, skinny, bug-eating brown, and it that one really was cool because it was dark at that point. Like we couldn't see rises, but we heard. Remember, we heard bloop, and it was like, oh baby, that's something that we want to do. You know?
Yeah, it was like
And
it wasn't
got lucky,
fully
man.
dark, but the moon was out. You know.
Which is the best trout fishing night? Dry flies, full moon.
Yeah, it makes
warming up spring
clear.
weather on a beautiful section of water. It was just an epic trout night. It was like, this is like article worthy trout night. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of shit you read about, right? Like,
Yeah, you could hear the
Oh.
peepers, like, making the.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
just such a beautiful. Yeah, it was
and then
a really
the fish
beautiful
just
night.
bloop, 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 and you're like, oh my god. Yeah, and that's what it was. I casted to a bloop, and luckily the fish was like, sure. I cast to a bloop, and it blooped my fly, and then
Oh, it was like a
were-
blope. This was
Yeah,
a
we
no
were very
doubter. It
excited.
was just like it destroyed that fly.
Oh, you
it was
heard it,
awesome,
Alden?
man.
Oh, dude, I saw the whole thing.
Oh,
Yeah, on a Hendrickson, and that was it. Off she goes, back to the depths, and that was one of my favorite nights fishing ever because again, like you said, that full moon, like it really added to the whole
It was
experience. you know?
yeah, it was one of my favorite. Well, it was definitely my favorite moment of the summer, I think. Or
yeah,
like fishing
trout season for sure.
Fishing the credit for sure.
Yeah,
was
it was
awesome.
fun.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it was nice landing that giant brown, but that was fun. I don't know.
I love
dry
I
fly
love
fishing.
it up
Yeah, and
there.
you had your bamboo rod, and I had my fiberglass rod, and
Yeah, I
We're
love it
just
up there,
like-
man.
oh yeah.
So beautiful. Can't wait. I can't wait already just talking about it. I'm all excited for
See,
steelhead
I
season.
told you. See,
know,
I told
know.
you. It's like we
know.
haven't swung one line yet, and you're always like, man,
know.
I can't wait for trout season.
Well, just talking about it's getting me all jazzed again. Like I'm just thinking about pulling up, in the car, getting out and getting the fly rods and the whole experience of it. I'm just thinking about that. It's just the best thing.
That's definitely like looking forward to next year. I definitely want to,
Yeah.
make more time to
Yeah.
like you said, get out. I don't know.
I'm gonna try to go like every night after work, man,
We'll-
because it's not
yeah.
a long season. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, we got
we've
a very
weeks
short
really
window.
for us, to like really capitalize on the dry fly fishing we want to do, and so and then we get busy with stuff because summer hits and then it gets hot and you don't want to fish trout, So it's like I'm gonna maximize it. Going out after work was great. Like hop in the car, hit the river for a bit, and come home. It was awesome.
I loved
So-
it. I thought it was, and now that we're all working from home,
Yeah.
you can shift your day to I don't know, you can end your
yeah.
day earlier, and even in traffic, you still get a good 2 hours, 3 hours of fishing in.
Oh yeah, it's perfect.
Get a
man.
burger on the way home. That's a nice Monday night right there.
oh, yeah.
Oh man, that's a good day, man. That's a great
good-
Monday night.
It's a good day. Pop on the Jays game on the drive home. That's summer.
Yeah.
That's nice.
See, that is
That must
so
be a
epic,
ritual
man.
for
I'm
you.
missing.
Baseball,
missing it.
baseball and dry flies, man. That's just
awesome.
summer right there.
It's pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome. Oh man. Well, okay. So we did all that stuff, and then we got kind of more into the summer temps where it started to get to 80, 100 degrees, and it was like, okay, well, we could smell bass fishing around the corner, and we went to Snagami, and we did the whole podcast there on fishing the trout there, and again that was it was cold up there obviously, but it was the beginning of June, and we fished the Snagami River, caught a bunch of brook trout that were huge and amazing. That was so fun. I know we've already done a show on it, but I was just thinking about that the other day when we were.
That's part of our trout season right there, man.
Oh, when Eric was trolling, or when he was driving us back upriver, and we were all three of us trolling, and Eric's like driving the boat and like trolling also. And we're just like, who knows, you know? And we just kept catching giant brook trout, and like we're like fighting them and like, remember I was holding on to a tree, and Eric's bringing his fish in, and it was just like, oh.
That moment was hilarious because Eric's in the stern, like on the tiller, trying to land this fish, but also keep us from like, I don't know, flipping a
you're
boat, you're holding on to the branch. I'm like leaning halfway out the boat with the camera rolling, and like someone's trying to net the fish, like I don't know, and it was like it was pretty awesome. But I mean, it's too bad. The only thing I don't like about that trip, and it's not that I don't like it, it's just that we can't all fish the river together for good reason, but like it would be fun to be able to, I don't know, to have all three of us be able to do it together. Wouldn't that be cool?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Well, I think we've got to try staying at the outpost cabin one day, you know.
Yeah.
And doing that, because that's what you do. That's the thing, right? Like, so if we did that, we could all fish the river, and I'd love to go back there again and do that. Stay at the outpost. Have Eric like come stay out there with us, and oh my god, that'd be so fun.
I get that there's the Southern River, and I get that there's the Nipigon or whatever, but that is a beautiful place to fish for brook trout. You know what I mean? Like in terms of like, I don't know.
Awesome.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know because I haven't been to every place on Earth, but I have to say that's one of the most beautiful places on Earth.
Oh, it's
river.
Exceptional. It's exceptional river. It's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and remember that couple that we saw that was staying at the outpost cabin, how happy they were when we drove by.
Yeah, they're just like
so happy.
They couldn't be happier. Those are two very happy people.
Just no one around. You got your boat and an entire river full of walleye and giant brook trout. It's like,
but that's cool too, because that was a lot of dry fly action as well. Which is really fun. Or I mean, Chernobyls.
Yeah. I don't think I caught any of the brookies on Chernobyl. I think I caught my biggest one on a nymph. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
No way. Okay, cool. Well, anyway, let's smell my armpits.
We all caught big fish. You catch big fish on Esnagami. Like it's just an amazing.
Just do. So like that was a special part of our trout season 2, getting to do that again. Like, and I remember Mitch us being like, someone was like, how'd it go? And we're like, I don't know, not as good as last year. And then we started like thinking about it, and we're like, oh no, we caught more fish than last year. Never mind.
Yeah.
Because the first year we caught a bunch of fish, and we're like, oh, that was great. And then this year it was more work because of the conditions. But then in retrospect, when you think about the whole day, like we caught a ton of fish.
I think because last year we front loaded the catching, whereas this year we back loaded the catching, so it seemed like it was a lot more work.
Yeah, because last year was instantly we were into big fish, and then exactly. But we caught
tons
of fish.
Literally your first cast last year.
Yeah.
I would love to spend a week just on that river, just exploring. Like, could you imagine getting to fish one of those runs just for a day? Mm-hmm. You spend a whole day trying to pick apart that, you know?
Yeah. It'd be amazing.
How could you not catch 1 million brook trout?
Yeah.
You catch so
How could you not?
And big fish, too. Like, big fish.
I just love when they jump out of the water and they hit that Chernobyl.
Yeah, and you see that big flash of red, you're like, oh
God, I love seeing that big flash. Do you remember those 2 huge ones we were following? Like we could see like 10, 15 feet down.
Yes.
And we were like watching them swim up behind rocks. That was cool.
Whoa. I didn't hear about this. This is, folks, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time I'm hearing this.
This is a SoFly exclusive.
Oh, my Lord.
But that was actually a really cool moment, when Mitch was just like, holy shit, look down. And we looked down right beside the boat, and I think we were in like 8-10 feet of water, crystal clear, and there's just these giant brook trout making their way upriver, and like going between behind one rock and behind the other one. Yeah.
But you could see them just like looking through a window. It was cool, man. And it'd be really cool to do is snorkel or scuba dive some of those sections. Like if you could figure out a way to do it safely, because God, it'd be cool to swim with the brookies. That's all I want to do. Swim with the brookies. That'd be so fun.
I would love to film you scuba diving and just swimming with the brookies documentary.
Swim with the brookies, and it's like super serious, and I'm like,
and it's just you like, and swimming through the water
in a tight tight neoprene suit.
Looked like
floating around.
just looking like Danny DeVito as the
Just bobbing
thing.
around, but extremely serious about it all. You know, that'd be awesome.
Mitchie Zissou in the north.
I love it. Well,
Yeah.
then
And that kind of. Oh,
Oh,
I was gonna. Oh,
what were you gonna say?
what was you gonna say? and then I went to Temagami, and then I don't think. Did you, and then what? You guys trout fished, and then I trout fished up there.
You went to Temagami. That was it.
oh
We
shit.
bid you farewell. Today's episode is brought to you in part by Gill's Fly Fishing International. Gill's Fly Fishing International provides the destination fly fishermen with the best personalized trip planning and booking experiences possible. And they run FFI Magazine, an online fly fishing magazine with articles from your favorite fly fishing writers. The magazine is filled with tips, trips, and tightline stories to get you jacked for your next adventure out on the water. Visit flyfishinginternational.com to learn more. That's flyfishinginternational.com.
And then
And
we
you did some brookie fishing when you were up there.
Yeah, I went to.
Caught a nice rainbow too.
Oh,
Yep.
really nice rainbow.
Yep. We will not say where, but that was a cool surprise. And then yeah, we started exploring some, because we got guys come by all the time to Temagami Outfitting. They're like, oh, there's definitely brookies here, or you should check this out for brookies. And half the
Yeah.
time, all you catch are rocks. And but no, we went to one creek about an hour away, and yeah, got into it was a beautiful place, and caught 4 or 5 beautiful brookies.
Yeah.
And that was cool. And then I didn't really fish after that. It was just work. But that was a great beginning of the trout season, the beginning of the year. I really,
Yeah. How was working up there anyways? It was good. Let's talk about that. I don't think we've ever talked about that. You guys opened up the Outfitter restaurant and bar, right?
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? It was an amazing summer. What was the best thing about it? Probably the staff.
Andy.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Andy's great. And Sam
Like,
and everybody's awesome.
Of course, Sam.
Staff is wild, man.
Yeah, between the food and beverage and the tripping staff, everybody was great. Haley,
Such a
Sam,
good
Jordan, Andy, Sydney, and Jenna were just what a great, because that could be a disaster. Right? We're all living in that building together. If it was
for
bad,
sure.
it was going to be really bad. But
For
it
sure
wasn't.
be a
It was great.
disaster.
Everybody worked their tail off.
Yeah, man, what the fuck are you laughing at over there?
Yeah, what are you laughing at over there?
What are you doing? Are you watching cartoons or something?
No, I was sending it to our group chat. It's just because we can't see Mitch's head. It's just cracking me up.
Oh. I'm leaning back and it's just my forehead and Yilma's cracking up.
But yeah, I mean, I can't. What a great crew that ended up being, and
Yeah.
we worked our tails off, but we got the restaurant launched, and it was the busiest tripping season ever, and it was just every day was kind of a blur because it was just a lot of work, but it was awesome. And the best part is we got to cap off the whole year with our hosted trips on the Lady Evelyn.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Maybe we talk about that first trip. Because it'd be nice to chat about that first one. The next show we'll be recording will be about the second trip you did with Demisha and the whole crew that she brought up she's with Brown Girl Outdoor World, and so we're gonna have her on the show to talk about that trip. But let's talk about this first Lady Evelyn trip.
Well,
Is it okay to say the name of the river? I think so, right? Because it's a mission to get in
Hosted,
there, right?
guided
You're not
trip.
just driving up there and going to fish this place, right?
No, and we've also done 2 shows about it before, or a show
true.
about it. So I don't.
But it just occurred to me. I was like, wait, should we even say where it is? But you know
totally.
what? Again,
Well,
what
it's also-
value is it if
It's also a river that's I don't know, fucking 40 kilometers long. So you don't
exactly,
really know where we were fishing. So
it is a
there's
trek. It is a trek.
there's a north
it's
branch,
a trip.
there's a south branch, there's a west branch.
Yeah.
There's there's the smooth water. Evelyn. Lady
You guys are
Evelyn
also
Lake.
paddling in and camping out for
Mm-hmm.
days and nights. You're not just pulling the car up and wetting the line. You know what
No,
I mean?
all told, the trip that we do is 32 kilometers of traveling.
There you go. Look at that.
With canoeing and portaging. Yeah, over
Right.
over 5 days and 4 nights. But we had a really special beginning of this season because Mitch, you came up for the weekend.
Yeah.
You weren't able to do the trip, but
Yeah, it came
I gotta say I was so happy to see you guys when you came up.
Oh my
so
God.
nice. We spent 3 months apart. I was like,
Yeah.
I was so happy to see you.
My
And
buddies.
it was such good vibes,
Oh, yeah.
because we had so
Yeah,
much fun.
You guys
We had
came
so much fun
up,
that weekend.
and Mitch did the tropical
Yeah.
cocktail pop up, which was
Yeah.
like super fun. Made
Yeah.
a bunch of drinks. He was bartending, and then on the Sunday
Sam
night
made rib fest.
Oh my God.
Oh
Those
man,
ribs.
those were
Those are ribs.
delicious. Also, the Cuban at the Outfitter, I think about all the time. Like, it's a good,
It's a really
good
good
sandwich,
sandwich.
man.
Yeah.
It's a really good
It's a
sandwich.
good sandwich.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been thinking about that Cuban. But that was a fun weekend, and actually, although you and I had so much fun because literally all we did was hang out, and
We did.
you were doing your work, and I was just kind of there, like, just yelling and just hanging around and helping out with whatever you guys needed.
Yeah,
It was
but
so fun.
at that point, Billy was there, like my
Billy came,
my day-to-day replacement, and so aside from the first day, I was relieved of my day-to-day bartending duty, and it was just about getting ready for trips.
You're irreplaceable, although don't get me wrong, but I love Billy.
Billy's great.
Oh yeah, Billy's awesome, man. It was, again, another great person to come up to that place. So
Exactly.
yeah, no, the
Another-
staff there's legit awesome, like a really good crew.
Yeah, really good crew. Sorry, I was just checking my battery level.
Of course.
But
So that
on
Sunday, the whole
Sunday-
group came up, right?
on the Sunday, we were welcoming the first group. But before that, Yilma, you got to, while Mitch and I were serving cocktails, you were getting the trip ready with Josh. What was that like?
So
And who is Josh?
Who is
Oh
Josh?
my God. Josh is what I like to call the gentle giant guide of Tomogamy Outfitting. He's this wonderful, very well versed, experienced guide.
Is it like a nickname or something you gave him, Gentle Giant? Like, were you calling him that, or are you just saying that now?
No. I didn't know. I don't think no. But that's the name I like.
so you're
I
just-
just think that's who he is. His personality.
He's a gentle man. He's a big
gentle-
dude, and he's so tall.
He's so tall. He's so
But everybody's
smart.
everybody's tall for me. I'm pretty short guy, so everybody's pretty tall.
Yeah, well, he's 6'6", so or 6'7".
He's a tall guy.
Um,
So what was his role? What was his role in
his-
this whole thing?
Yeah. So his role, he was the first wilderness responder. Did I say that right, Aldo?
Wilderness first responder.
Oh my
So
God!
when you're back, it's a certification that all of Tomogamy Outfitting and most backcountry guides have, or at least I hope they do. And it's it's like
they
next
should.
level first aid, right? So if like I snap my leg, they know what to do. Josh also has a great background in swiftwater rescue, and he's done a lot of whitewater trips. In fact,
Yeah.
his professor at one time was Jeff Jackson, Algonquin.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
no
correct.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
isn't that cool?
Hey man, Jeff, man, like, he's the guy.
He's the
He
guy.
is the
That's
guy.
cool.
So yeah, that's Josh was every time we do one of these trips, because Yilma, neither of us are certified. Which actually I think I might do that this winter. I might get my wilderness first responder.
Wilderness
idea.
first responder and not first wilderness response. Oh my God.
Okay.
I mean, whatever. Maybe you'll
Okay.
should get it.
So yeah, maybe no.
Jesus.
I can't even say the actual title of it. Far less study.
I mean, it's a good thing
anyways.
to have, yeah, if you got, for doing these.
Yeah.
But Josh was the guy leading. He was the main kind of like guy to kind of lead the excursion into the woods.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I just found out
Right
my good friend Charlotte, she has her wilderness first responders. She got it
Nice.
in Australia. Oh man.
Oh,
And I know a guy in the
crazy.
Seychelles. We should go. Anyways, so yeah, Josh is awesome. He, so while Aldo and Mitch were working downstairs serving beverages and having a good time, Josh and I were packing up all the bags, organizing everything we need for the trip, opening the tents, testing the zippers, making sure that we have the right amount of stoves and jet boils and tarps and all that good stuff. And it was like we literally organized everything in about an hour and a half. Everything's done, ready, time to relax and await our first group.
Yeah, I gotta say, that trip was, Yilma, you got really good at packing out trips.
Yeah.
His OCD was just like everything, specifically the tent. He's like, I was like about to fold one with him. He's like, nah, I'll do it.
Why
just
the
like,
tent?
It was just like perfectly neatly rolled. It was just like, I don't know,
Really?
like if it just looked new every time. I mean, we had new tents, which was nice. But yeah, no, Yelma got really great at packing out the.
You like leveled up. You leveled up.
Yeah, he did. He got enough. He got XP points and leveled up.
Sick.
Big time.
That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, there's two types of campers or guides. There's the stuffers, and then there's the folders or the rollers. I'm the neatly roller folding.
I'm a stuffer.
And all this stuff.
Hey, I get it.
A lot of people like the stuff because when you fold, apparently this is a thing. I don't know how true this is, but if you fold in the exact same spot all the time, you can develop creases. Whereas if you're stuffing, all the creases are different and everything's so it lasts longer.
Right, the whole thing wears down.
Are you saying the whole tent wears down if you fold it?
That's what
allegedly
that's what Liam was saying. That could be a myth, but I'm going to continue to fold and roll and
hey,
fold and roll, baby.
Fold and roll.
Liam is another guide at TOC. Just for reference. So we were taking out. Our first trip was 6 guests and us 3 guides, and three of them were the same 3 people we took out last year. So that was an awesome feeling. They rebooked that trip right away. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
And funny enough, when those 3, we hardly even guided with them because they were just so from the last trip they were just so familiar. They were just crushing fish and just really having a good time on their own. It's really nice to see.
Yeah, that's cool. That's great. So the day that you guys left for the trip, I left. You guys rolled out. So how does it work? You guys hop into the TOC van. You get shuttled up to the mouth of this thing and then that's it, right? Portage in, or you just paddle in.
Yeah, day 1 is like all paddling, no portaging.
Okay.
Can I say something real quick?
No.
Sure.
Charlie. Charlie's an excellent safe driver. He drove us up.
Oh yeah, Charlie. He's. I think I've never seen a human being have to drive that much.
Yeah, he drives a lot, eh?
Yeah.
Well, he's a school bus driver during the year, but he drives the TOC shuttles. The guy went to Labrador 3 times.
Wow.
Labrador to drop off
drove
trips.
there?
Yeah, he was driving trip because Temagami Outfitting was doing some driving for some of the camps in the area, and like some of their big they're called like V2 trips or whatever. That's where basically you spend your high school summers.
Yep.
Doing like crazy 15, 20 day 10-day trips in prep for this 30-day marathon trip. Mm-hmm. And they do it up in Labrador.
Oh my God! So he drove there. Wow.
But yeah, anyway, Charlie's awesome. He's super fun. You met him, Mitch.
Shout out to Charlie. Yep. Shout out to Charlie.
Shout out to Charlie. He got us there safe. Yep.
Right on.
Good call, and then that's just it. It's kind of like that moment where we have at like the Attawapiskat where the plane flies away and you're just like, all right, you're here now. When Charlie leaves, you're like, okay, you're here now. And like,
there we go.
Yeah, and it's of course it's just like I've never shown up at the put-in good weather.
It's
always just show up just rain and you're just like you're just wet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you know what? We had actually good weather with that trip. It was like sprinkling off and on, but it really wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad at all.
It really wasn't that bad. And you know what? I think it makes the fishing better anyway.
Kind of nice. It's also like a bit moody, like kind of cool.
Just
cool ambience,
Yeah, and the colors come out really nicely. Nothing's blown out.
Yeah. And our, we had the 3 gentlemen from last year, Randy and Chris and Mike. And then we had 2 new pals, not new pals, they're pals of mine.
New pals of the trip.
Mike and pals of you now, Nick Kennedy, on Civil Liberties here in Toronto. Mike and a new joiner who didn't know anybody, Tom. Tom is sick.
Tom is so sick.
Yeah, you guys were saying that.
Yeah, Tom was great. I mean, everybody was great, but Tom was, we had spent some time on the phone. He was like, I'm mainly going on this. He's like, I kind of know how to fly fish. I'm not super experienced. By the way, he's fishy as hell.
Super fishy.
Yeah, he's super fishy. Awesome. So throw that out the window. But he's just like, I just want a good time, and I want to meet some people I can fish with. And I was like,
cool, man.
I was like, if that's what you're looking for, that's this trip.
Yeah.
Because
that's awesome.
As as difficult as some of the portages can be, and as slippery as the rocks are. It's just,
Yeah.
you know, you're done. We wrap up fishing. We kind of leave camp at 9, fish till like 4 or 5, and then, you know, after that it's hanging. You're just hanging out.
Yeah. So it's a nice chill kind of trip, and it's a perfect thing to wade into if you don't, you know, if you're just going as like a solo. See, because I didn't know anything really much about the group. I thought Tom had like knew people and stuff. And then you guys came back, you're like, yo, Tom is so cool. We got to go fishing with him. I'm like, that's great. That's awesome to hear that someone flew solo and had a great time. And he's, you know, Tom seemed like, I only had a couple drinks. He seemed like a super nice guy.
Yeah, and he used to I think was he a guide or a counselor or something, or he's done a lot of tripping.
Yeah.
The guy is a beast on a portage.
Oh, rad.
He's like got 2 bags and a canoe on his head. I'm just like, okay.
That's awesome.
Oh,
so it was a good group. It was a good group.
Oh, it was a great group. Josh was carrying, Josh was solo carrying, and Andy too, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But we brought the big 125-pound 4-seater Miramichi for most of the gear.
Thank God we did.
And Josh just was like flipping onto his back by himself. Josh is like 6'8", by the way.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he's a tree.
He's a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a tree. And also, we learned a cool campsite hack. The canoe table.
Okay. Oh, that's a great idea.
Very
I don't know
how.
How we haven't thought
Such
of
an
it
obvious
before.
thing, you know? It's one of those obvious things, you know?
Bring the canoe on the campsite, you flip it upside down, and he just
Got a
like
big
had all
harvest
his
table.
got his big mise en place for everything. You have like everybody's plates, all the you know the accoutrement, like the salt
Especially the big
and the
Miramichi,
stuff, and
you know?
oh, it was like even the other ones, like there's 16-foot table all of a sudden.
Right. So yeah, it's like a harvest table.
Yeah, as long as you don't put anything hot on it, you're good.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
That's cool. Yeah, that's
melt
great.
the PVC, that'll be bad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a huge camp hack. Ayoma?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was like Aldo and I. Yeah, we made sure that when Andy took us out on the next trip, we're like, we got to do this every time. We got to do the canoe table.
And he's like, yeah, that's just what you do. You know?
Oh yeah,
and
he's
okay.
like,
and we're like, okay, cool,
okay,
yeah,
okay, cool.
right, totally.
Right on, thanks, Andy.
Yeah, cool, thanks.
Yelma, what's your favorite camping hack?
That'd probably be it, my man. I think that is that's game changer right there. I don't think anything kind of levels up to that, really. Now that I think about it, yeah, that's the game.
Right on.
That's a game changer for us, anyways. I'm
nice.
sure other people do that normally.
I'm sure everyone listening's like, yeah, that's just what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was a big
Nice.
moment for us, yeah.
Okay.
A big moment for us. And honestly, that trip went so, like, if I'm going to compare last year's trip to this year's trip, just because, you know, half the guests were the same, caught way more fish this year.
Yeah.
Not that we didn't catch fish last year, but, it, you know, a cold front came through, and then, went really well. Naoma, we caught tons of fish every day.
Yeah.
Like, I think we ended up with, like, you know, over 100 brookies caught or whatever. Maybe not landed, but yeah, like we
That's awesome.
definitely landed at least 80, and we started getting like consistently landing bigger fish. Because there's a ton of, you know, 6 to 8 inch fish in the river.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming there are a lot of bigger fish because we caught a lot more, but it's almost like getting through the small ones to the big ones.
Yeah.
Right.
And yeah,
Right.
Nick and Tom got some beautiful fish on Wednesday, and then Mike Sheffer got a beautiful fish, and Yilma was like, Mike, put a streamer on, for crying out loud. And he's like, okay, okay, and then like pretty much right away in this one corner pool, after he did that, he smoked a beautiful brookie.
Oh, man.
Just
What a
gorgeous
streamer.
brookie. We're excited.
That's awesome.
I'm excited to share all this footage.
Yeah, for sure. Keep a lookout on our SoFly.ca and Instagram at SoFly Crew, because we're going to be posting photos and, of course, video from this trip.
Yeah, what would you like about that first trip? What were your fun moments?
Well, I mean, I always feel amazing when I'm fishing with someone, and you know, I kind of tell them, like, you know, you could give them a little bit of advice, and then they do it, and then they catch a fish. That's always sort of really amazing. Other than the fish, though, Aldo, this is going to sound really weird, but I kind of enjoyed the portaging, because...
Yeah. I was going to say the same thing. It's not weird. Go on.
I don't know. There's something really just lack of a better word, not reassuring. What's the word I'm looking for, Mitch?
You feel accomplished.
Accomplished. That's the word. The ace.
Right, you're putting the work in, and the work is the fun.
Yeah, and then we're carrying these 75-pound ABS canoes. You know, I know the biggest one is only 200 meters, but it's the hike with that canoe over slippery boulders.
Right.
It was 400. 400 is the
terrain.
longest one.
Oh, 400. Yeah, it was the longest one. You know, and you're going back and forth, and you're helping, and you're moving everyone along. You know, and there's something really just, amazing and accomplished about it.
It's a little adventurous, you know. There's an adventure to it. It's fun. You're working.
Yeah, you're sweating. You're like, you feel. I don't know. I started to feel really, especially by the end of the second trip. Like, I know I was sore, but like I felt really good, especially because all I've been doing is, since COVID started, is sitting around and eating chips.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So it's a nice little.
So it felt really good being, you know, that active. Like I kind of like, you know, stopped doing the whole workout running thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so no, I'm with you, Yilma, and I've really come to enjoy paddling. Whereas before, I was like, fuck canoeing, you know, like. But I adore canoeing now. Maybe because I'm better at it, but.
And you just did a lot of it, right?
And I did a lot
trip.
of it this summer.
You guys just did it, and you're like, oh, now I like get it, you know, like maybe it just clicked, you know. Yeah. One of those things where you do it a bunch, you're just like, you know.
And I feel like that trip is a good, like, you never do one more than the other. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, you know, one day, yes, you paddle more than you portage, but then the next day you portage more than you paddle. So it's like, I don't know. You're always kind of doing stuff, seeing new stuff.
Yeah.
It's a never-ending doing stuff, like on our end, right? Because it's just like you fish, you're taking photos, you're portaging, you're carrying things, you're, you know, helping Josh with food prep, cleaning camp. You know, there's always like, it goes so quick. Every day is just like, you get in your sleeping bag at the end of the day, you're like, damn, like you're tired.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we go to everyone's like, you know, around the campfire, like being like, oh man, I'm exhausted. I think I better go to bed. I mean, definitely the mezcal and the joints help with that, but everyone's just like, you know, sitting around the campfire like, oh man, what time is it? And it's like, it's 9. It's 9.
Yeah.
And it feels like it's like 2 a.m, you know?
For sure. Now, question for you fellas. You guys had food on the trip, and because I know you guys ate one thing that you retired on the second week. Wasn't it like a beanie kind of chili of some kind?
Yeah. Yeah, week 1. First of all, it's just the meals are always with Temagami Outfitting. The meals are surprising in terms of like how amazing they are. You know, these aren't your dehydrated meals. And especially this year, now that Sam and his kitchen team is there, and with the vac pack machine, you're eating fresh. You're eating fresh pretty much the whole trip, except this one lunch on the second last day was dehydrated chili.
Okay, yeah.
And oh man, I wish I had the cameras rolling. Like it was. So we ate it at lunch, and then at around by the time we got to the campsite that night. It was like people were like, like Usain Bolt sprinting to the Thunderbox. Yeah. There was like a line for this Thunderbox. Like this chili lice went right through us. Yeah. And I can comfortably talk about how uncomfortable everybody was because everybody was uncomfortable. Yeah. And also Temagami Outfitting did not make this meal. So this was a purchased.
TLC Food's amazing.
This was a purchased dehydrated meal by Harvest Food Works, by the way. So. If everybody's out there, Harvest Food Works chili, that's a big no.
Avoid the chili.
Avoid the chili. Dude.
Unless you're trying to have that kind of experience, which I don't know why you would in the woods.
No,
but I don't know what you're doing.
It cleared me out. I did feel really good afterwards. So maybe
I will say it was like it came fast and furious, and it was over kind of quickly. But it was pretty funny. Like people like running off in every direction, like get these waiters up! Oh no, my waiters! Like just like it was a pretty comical moment.
That's funny, man.
You know, one of the things I took off of this trip, I know this is kind of because we're talking about thunderboxes and latrines, but I'm all about the squat.
You're all about the what?
The squat.
What? Like no Thunderbox squat?
No, like no Thunderbox.
No Thunderbox.
You'd rather go Thunderboxless.
Thunderboxless. Wow, you're really good with words.
So you want to just go out into the woods and just kind of kneel over and just Dave England.
Not me. I like a Thunderbox. I mean, I could do without the smell, but
Yeah.
But I'm no, Thunderbox is great.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Yelma, what are you freaking out?
Oh,
Yelma,
I feel like
you're freaking out.
I feel like 2 minutes ago you were about to say something. You were like, and then we got into talking about pooping.
Oh, I was gonna.
Was it about
It's
pooping?
about our next group. That's why. So.
Oh yeah.
Because
We'll get to
Oh
that.
yeah.
I
We're
was
gonna
gonna
talk
chat
about that
about.
next time.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna talk
Yeah,
about.
we're gonna do a whole.
Yeah, because I know that although you and I always like catch the bigger fish at, we did catch a huge fish. Our group did catch a huge fish before, which is we've never done before.
That's good that you keep naming the lake over and over again.
Oh well, we're gonna cut
Yeah,
this
don't-
out. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, you have to cut it out, Mitch. This one.
Yelma, don't do that. I don't like editing. Why do you always do this to me? You always make me edit.
Isn't Aldo editing?
Look at
this
me.
one?
What?
Oh.
No.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna start making you edit it, huh?
Okay.
Hey-oh.
Hey. Yeah.
Hey?
Okay. How about this? If
Come on now, you're making
if
me
I
edit.
keep doing this, I'll edit.
Yeah, no, because then we'll just have bad
I don't know.
podcast.
That's probably the worst idea.
Just put a bleep over it.
Yeah, for sure. I'll bleep it.
No, I just think we that was a really good trip. It went really well, and we'll talk about the BGOW trip next podcast with the crew from BGOW, Demisha and everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And it's just a special, if we're talking about trout season, like what a great way to end trout season.
Yeah.
Although that wasn't exactly the end of trout season, was it, Yilma? Because this week you went out
I did.
and capped it all off.
I did.
What was that? What'd you do? Who were you with? What happened?
So
But don't say where you went. Don't say where you went. Let's just keep it nice and big, ambiguous.
nice and vague. This is a very vague story. Idis and I, we went out to fish for some browns before the trout season came to a
You went fishing.
We went fishing.
Yeah.
And we
got a
didn't
fish.
I don't know how to say. I'm trying to paint the picture here, but we did catch a fish. I mean, it's funny enough. Idis has been fishing for 2 years now. That's it. And he's just like, Yilma, I gotta show you a spot. I'm like, excuse you, or excuse me. And he took me, and I banged a nice 18-inch brown, and I was very happy, and I felt very accomplished, and it just felt very good, and it was just beautiful, and it was a nice way to end the trout season. It definitely was.
Nice. On a streamer?
On a streamer, yeah. On a
Nice.
streamer, yeah.
Look,
Nice.
you're the streamer guy now.
I'm the streamer guy. Out of the three of us, I'll take that.
Streamer guy. I'll take being the nymph guy, and Mitch, you're definitely the dry fly guy.
Yeah,
Mr.
definitely.
Oh,
Captain Bamboo,
dry daddy.
Dry Daddy,
I'm gonna make you a logo that says Captain Bamboo.
Captain Bamboo.
Oh, that's an awesome idea. I'd put that on a T-shirt for sure.
Yeah.
Captain Bamboo.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
yeah. We could be
Oh
like,
man, I like that.
oh baby, I love it!
I love
Holy moly! It's just the three. Yeah, we're like the trout bandits,
Yeah.
and then like
Totally. Yeah, man. It was a fun trout season. It was a great year.
it was a great year.
We had a ton of fun. And you're right, capping it off with Lady Evelyn trip sounded awesome. And I mean, if that trip sounds interesting to you, people listening, and you're thinking about doing something like that, we're doing it next year. So we'll put the deets on our website, and we'll just follow along with us or hit us up, and we'll let you know what's going on.
I mean,
But
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, there's no reason why we can't start selling them right now. It's not like we know the months we do it. We do it in September, and come out with us in September. We're doing it again.
yeah.
We're gonna do it
So-
again.
Look into that and wait for the next show because we'll be talking more about that trip with Demisha from
Yeah, that'll be an in-depth Lady Evelyn
In-depth
episode.
coverage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Play by play.
And now we're gonna wrap up and go have some beers. I'm gonna see you guys in pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna turn this off and go straight to the bar.
Yeah, if you have to
With
be
you,
there at
man.
5, right?
Yeah.
I'm like down to just like boogie.
Yeah, I'm
I'd
gonna
love
I'm gonna boogie right now. I just gotta put some pants on, and I'm boogieing.
All right.
Oh, can I see?
gotta
Do
say-
you have any pants on? Let me see. Yeah.
Jesus
Whoa,
Christ!
Jesus, you back up from the mic. My
Back
God,
up from
I
the
know
mic,
you're
like
excited, but holy
screaming
Moses.
into the mic. He's like-
Mitch
Peeking
just told
the
me like
mic.
5 times to back up. I apologize.
but
He's,
yeah, I will say,
He's excitable.
love being up north.
Yeah.
Loved working, with Eric and Karen. Obviously,
sure,
we've
yeah.
been working with them so long. I do love being back in the city. Not gonna lie. Love getting my pizza.
All it takes is going away for a few months. You know what I mean? You're like, oh yeah. It's, balance. Balance is nice. Yeah.
But I think that's the key, because I think you'd go crazy with too much of either one.
Absolutely.
100%. We did. We went crazy with too much city. We all, last winter we were all driving ourselves insane. Now. You got balance. You need balance, baby.
Now I'm going to get Korean barbecue, which I love. I got a mani pedi the other day, thanks to my
Look at you go.
beautiful partner Bree.
Look
And
at
I'm
you
just
go.
like
Let
loving.
me see. Hey, Bree.
Yeah.
Hey, Bree.
I
think you
can't
can
hear you. You should wear it.
I
Just
think
wear
you
the
can
headphones.
just see her feet. Just lying on the couch working from home.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Hi Bree. It's just good being
man.
back. Oh man, you remember that pizza we got? Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Well, welcome back, and
Wait,
now
I
we
got
can
a
go
few
and
things.
hang out again.
I know we got to leave, but I just want to say some things before, real quick.
Do it, man. This is your time. This is your moment.
This is the time. There's no fishy five, so.
Yeah, so like this, I honestly must say I have not been that happy in a long time as I was in those 2 weeks.
Okay, yeah, really eloquently.
We gotta get you a ghostwriter.
So I know.
Should we get him drunk or something? Like what?
This
Are
is
you
what
drunk?
He
happens.
doesn't
This is-
speak like this in normal life, everyone. He
This is what
actually can
happens
speak.
when I actually can speak. This is what happens when I don't present anymore to clients because I haven't been.
You've got the power within you. Just just harness it.
I
man.
have the power.
You had a great week. You had
So
a
the
great
2
couple
weeks I
weeks.
was with Aldo, I must say, I don't remember being that
Yeah.
happy. I relaxed, fully
yeah.
enjoyed myself.
Oh.
I was immersed in what we
Oh.
were doing.
Oh.
I was in the present moment. Everything was just
Yeah.
felt good. It was it was almost like I was shedding my skin for a new sort of beginning when I got out. It felt like, and that's how I feel now. So that was really good. And
Yeah, well, you looked happy, and all the pictures I was getting, you guys were like so happy.
Oh, we were having
so much fun.
We're having
Dude,
a
well,
blast.
remember,
Yeah.
Mitch, remember
Yeah.
how much fun you had just being there that weekend?
Oh,
It was
yeah,
like
it's
that
great.
for 2 weeks. So we were just having a blast. And like to Yilma's point,
that's
you
awesome.
work hard every day. You're sweating. You're like,
Yeah.
maybe
And then you can chill.
and then you can just chill.
Yeah. It's
Getting good sleeps. Oh yeah, I will say that's the best I've ever slept. That's the most
Yeah.
regular I've ever been on a camping
Yeah.
trip ever. Like everything was just good.
Yeah.
It's awesome, man.
It was good.
I love it. I'm so happy.
And,
So happy it all worked
And then
out.
one more thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll remember this one because I kind of forgot after I said that one. So, oh well.
Well, hey, we can.
Save it for
if
next
you
show.
remember, you can tell me in a bit. Save it for the next show.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
Save
see
it
you
for
in
the
like
next
10
show.
minutes.
Yeah, I'll see you soon. I'm gonna hang this up and then go meet you and have some beers.
Yeah. I was just thanks to I don't know all the trout we caught. Thank you for.
Thank you, Trout.
Thank you, Trout.
Oh my God, see you next year. I can't wait.
And all the people, can't wait. And all the people that took us out, and all the places that hosted us, and all the people that came with us, and
Yes.
all the people that
Yeah.
came and took photos with us and hopped on our podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trout season 2021.
2021,
wrap.
one for the books. That's a
One
wrap.
for the book for sure.
And we hope everybody listening had a great trout season as well. And
Maybe send us your memories.
Send us your memories. Email us at info@thesofly.ca, info@sofly.ca to our email. Send us your favorite trout memories of this year. It doesn't even have to be from Ontario. Please, we'll read them on the show. Send us your stories. We love them. And thank you so much for listening to this show. And thanks for hanging out with the three of us as we did our first show together, just us in a long time. We hope you enjoyed it. And I mean, what more can we say? That's it for me, Mitch, Aldo,
Thanks, everybody.
Yilma.
I can't wait for your wedding. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, see you guys in about half an hour. Bye. You can find all of our content at sofly.ca. Reach out via email by sending your questions or comments to info@sofly.ca. Find us on Instagram @thesoflycrew. Thanks for listening.